First things first, gotta get the bunk heater going. Okay, got my stuff all in here. I use one of these things. I bought it from Amazon. It's like a clamp. It's got a, I don't know what you call that, like a little tightener there. You can clamp onto whatever you want. Holds the bone. I don't like those ones up in the window. Usually the first thing I do is I put the dash cam in. I've had my own dash cam. Luckily, my partner, he has the same dash cam, so we just leave the mount in here and it plugs into the cigarette lighter over here, and I just attach my camera and go. Transfer it from the car right over to the truck. He does the same thing. 73-watt charger. Literally, I couldn't imagine not having this. This charger is, yeah, the best. It's got a C and an A USB, and 73 watts charges everything rapidly. Best thing you can possibly have on the road. These cheap chargers, yeah, you'll spend all your time charging things. Only thing I have on the floor is I have my camera gear I always keep right there, my headset, and then that little blue bag is what I use for, that's like my lock and keys and things I use. And of course, I always bring extra pair of boots, dry feet, good boots. Yeah, you got to make sure you have that. Yeah, my bedding and jackets, I don't really have room to put them anywhere because I've pretty much taken up all the closet space in here with the stuff I bring. Up here, I got my bag with my bathroom bag and my regular bag there with all my clothes in it. I'm only out for 4 days or 4 nights, 5 days, so I don't need that much. I put my laptop up here. Got my sleep apnea machine down here. Put my coffee pot, which is underneath those shirts, and a couple other things I use there. Need to go over and get me some coat hangers. I forgot to drop my clothes off this last week, so I just washed them myself at home. I'll grab some coat hangers there from the laundry building on my way through getting my paperwork. We'll hang those up. Always need paper towels. Like, you never know what kind of spill or mess you have, or need to clean the mirrors or whatever. So overabundance of paper towels always. And I don't really carry a lot of food. So with my fridge, I've just stocked up on like the Diet Dr. Peppers and water. And the water's for drinking and making coffee. As far as food goes, I'll stop at the Walmart and get something. I got a microwave, but I don't use it hardly ever. A lot of times I like getting salads or sandwiches or something at the Walmart. Or a lot of times I just don't eat much at all on the road. It's my time to kind of just clear out, just drink water, coffee, things like that. And so overall, that's it. That's my routine for getting in the truck in the morning, logging into that thing there, get my stuff in here, get it set up, and then, I gotta turn that heater off. It was like roasting me here. These bunk heaters are really good. Yeah, it blows the heat out right there. And all I can really do is describe it. Yeah, blazing hot, which is good. But I always carry a lot of jackets. I've got everything from like a rain jacket to hoodies to a Carhartt. Never have enough jacket. Underneath is another Carhartt. Like I said, a couple different hoodies. My bedding, I don't roll up the sleeping bag. I just take the sheet and everything and tie it into a big ball. And it's just faster that way. And then I got my favorite jacket here that my all around, not super heavy duty, but not too lightweight. So it looks like I'm ready to go. Time to go get some paperwork. So they gave me a load of pallets going down to our pallet yard in Sacramento, about 2.5 hours away. But Yeah, sometimes I'm out in the dirt here. We have a dirt lot. Sometimes you'll come across them like this where you're not really going to get in there to do the landing gear. So your hope is it's off the ground, which I could see it is. And then you pull it out and then lift that up. Well, in the meanwhile, I can do the glad hands here and put the lock on the back. So yeah, normally I would I'd have a run going up to Hermiston, Oregon, which is like 530 miles. But I took my Monday and my Friday off. And I say mine because it's not actually Monday and Friday, but so I'm only working 3 days this week. But so they're giving me something a little short, which is fine. Most likely, what that's going to mean is I'll be they'll probably give me some long when I get back to Red Bluff because I'm going down there and then coming back, taking used wood down and then bringing what they call new wood up, which is pallets that have been cleaned up and made like new, I guess. And then they take them in the warehouse and they use them. So, not a super essential load, but hey, somebody's got to do it. And short miles, what are we, 130 miles or something like that down to Sacramento and then about 130 back. I think that's the right miles. And we'll see what happens. Maybe when I get back, they'll give me something up into Oregon. If it's far enough, then I'll get back on the third day and then we can call it a week. I just needed a break. So it was my daughter's, well, it's actually my daughter's birthday uh, tomorrow, but too many people were off. As long as there's not more than 10% of the people off at one time, you can take whatever day you want. You can use your PTO, which you get your full day's pay. There was like 4 or 5 people in the waiting list. I think it has to do with the deer hunting season. Um, different times of the year, this time of the year, it's deer hunting. A lot of people hunt and they end up taking, especially weekends off. In the summer, like in June and all that, you got a lot of graduations that people go to. And then of course you got your Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever, all these holidays. Everybody wants to take those days off. But generally, if it's winter, you can pretty much pick any day you want. There's not going to be more than 10% of the people off. So gonna take days off whenever you want. Anyway, I'm gonna pull this thing out of here and finish up the pre-trip. You can't pre-trip it like this, so I got to get it out here and then do my walk around and make sure it's not falling apart or dangerous. All right, here we go. Okay, so I'm out the gate. Like I said, it's just a pallet yard. Run, take pallets down there and get new pallets, bring them back. Pretty simple, quick turnaround. It's about I don't know, a couple minutes after 6 o'clock, and yeah, I mean the procedure is pretty easy here. You go in. This is for our DC. Other DCs are different, but for our DC, we have a little table there with a tablecloth on it, and on top of that is paperwork, the bills for whatever it is you're supposed to be hauling, and it's got your name on it. So you just walk in and pull the paperwork out and grab your copy and head out to the truck and then go get it on the yard and leave. So makes it easy. Um, we went years where they didn't have a system like that. You had to go and they were really thorough back in the day. Like they had to repeat everything, like the seal number, where it is on the yard, the trailer number, where it's going to. And that was the thing they really hammered down on in the past. And I'm glad that here in the last several years, now they just have it on the table. If you don't know what you're supposed to do, that's pretty sad. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It literally has a store number on it, or locate whatever the location is, with an address. It says how much hazmat's on it, or whether there is or isn't, or if it's something that needs to be placarded. And yeah, it's got your name on it. So I mean, if you're messing that up, yeah, there's bigger problems than not getting all the information. I think it's more of how you handle your job. So I'm glad they have the table, and apparently it works. Because if it didn't, they wouldn't be doing it. I know some DCs still do that throughout the United States, but we're lucky here. We could just grab our paperwork and go. So speaking of going, I'm out of here. I'm going to head down there and get this done. Kind of anxious to see what I got on the way back, or actually anxious to see what I get when I get back. So 3-day week, here we go. Made it down here to the sack yard. It's really nothing. It's just a paved yard. There's a pallet processing plant up the road here, plant or whatever you want to call it, warehouse. Basically all the used pallets from the stores, come here, or this is one of the locations. And then they clean them up, reload them on the trucks, and make repairs or whatever. And then so you have what's called like new wood. All those trailers over there, it's all like new wood. Take it back to the DC, and they put some more product on it and put it back in the truck, and then we take it to the store and start the whole process over again. So pretty easy deal. Just back her in next to these, drop it, and then I'll go across the way here. And actually, I'm not getting good wood. Come to find out, I'm doing it empty, which is the trailer's down there. So I'm going to grab my empty and head on back. I got to stop in and use the restroom here. I try not to use the rest areas. They're pretty messy. Try to find the better truck stops. This pilot here in, what is this town? Orland, California. Pretty good pilot. It's only a few years old. Really clean. So I'll go in here and check this out. So I'm not going to be one of the people that clog up the fuel island here just so I can go in and use the restroom. Proper etiquette on the road. Use the fuel island for fuel. All the rest of the parking spots are, going in and do your business or shop or whatever. Like I said, this place is pretty new. I don't know how many years it's been, but it's only been a few. Yeah, they got everything I want here. Go in here and use the restrooms. Probably shouldn't camera in there. Might upset someone. 2 shirts for $10 or $7.99 a piece. Well, they got some pretty cool designs, I guess. Yeah, definitely gotta get dinner here and see what they got. I'm not real big on cooking in the truck, so I think we're gonna make it a salad. Chicken tender salad. Yep, that's gonna be it. And a little snack for just a moment here. I love these things. We're good. Cinnabon, or Cinnabon, I guess you'd say. Lots of hot food, pizza, all the bad stuff for you. Chicken tenders. Usually I rate a truck stop by what kind of drinks they have, which just doesn't look that bad at all. Lots of Red Bull. Of course, the Celsius, my 2 favorite drinks. And the water selection. Not too bad on the water, but I've seen better. I always say I'm going to buy something out of here for my wife. I think I've done it once in 20 some odd years. She loves these little glass figurines. I don't even remember when I bought her last. It's been that many years. Oh yes, and then the electronic section. Pretty standard for a Pilot. Nothing too fancy here. You got your CB radios, your inverters. All the different mounts for tablets and phones and what all. Not much of a selection, actually. They do have a dash cam here for $34. How good could it be for $34? Wow. Then you got your Garmin dash cam. $149. But, most people wouldn't spend the money on it, so I could see why they would put out more inexpensive dash cams. All right, time to check out. So that's it. There's the Pilot in Orland. Not a bad place. Okay. So, put dinner away. So I'm about 40 minutes away from the yard down here in Orland to Red Bluff. They haven't sent me anything yet on a new dispatch. It's about 11:25 right now. And so I got a 1300 ETD. ETD is estimated time of departure. So I'm saying that at 1300, 1 o'clock p.m., I'll be ready for, I'll be leaving the gate, whatever they give me. So, yeah, see what happens. Hope it's something good. So, normally we never have any wait time or anything. Pretty much you get back in, you got a load, you're out of here. So I thought it was kind of weird I didn't get dispatched. Like the yard's full of trucks. And so I'm walking along and the safety assistant, she was sitting outside taking her lunch. She goes, "Oh, I got you on a safety hold." And I go, "Safety hold? Oh man, what is it?" She goes, "I can't tell you, but when I'm off lunch, I'll let you know." And I'm like, "All right." So I walk in, get a cup of coffee. She's off lunch within 5 minutes. I already knew what it was, but they're not allowed to tell us. And it was a drug and alcohol test, which I'm good with that because I don't do drugs and I don't really ever drink either. So we're good to go. But so that's why I'm not dispatched. And so we used to be able to do it in town here, but the person retired that does it. That's part of like A-Screen or whatever. So I got to drive all the way to Reading. It's like a 40-minute drive one way. And I'm like, "Oh man, I don't want to do all that." And she says, "Oh no, we'll pay you however long it takes, or a tenth of our ADP." What that means here where I work at is it means that if your average day pay, which I think mine's $4.97 right now a day, you get 1/10 of that per hour when you do stuff like this. So that means I'm getting $49.70 an hour, no matter how long it takes to get up there, do the drug and alcohol test, and come back. And since I'm taking my personal vehicle, they're reimbursing me $50, which the car gets 32 miles a gallon. So yeah, it's not going to cost that much. So I'm okay with this. This is cool. So you never know. You never know. You think you're on your way with a load, hoping it's off, many miles and that kind of thing. And the next thing you know, you're in your own car. So, like I said, I'm cool with that. So here we go. I got to pee now, so I need to hurry. All right. Finally, we're done. Took a little while. I left at 12:30. What is it, 2:30 now? Yeah, basically 2:30. Now I got to drive back, so it's going to end up being from like 12:30 to 3:30. So 3 hours. It's not bad. 3 hours at $49.70 an hour plus $50 reimbursement. Hey, this drug and alcohol thing is kind of profitable. They should test me more often. Okay, I'm back, and it is currently 15:22, so it's going to be 3 hours. So not a bad deal. And let's go in here and see what they can dispatch me on. All right, made it to the Pilot in Dunnigan, California. Gonna get out and get some steps in. I'm trying to make an effort each night. Try, the word is try. To get out and wherever I'm parked at for the night, just kind of walk around, get my steps in, beyond the normal steps during the day. Just get a little exercise, get moving. It's kind of part of the reason why I'm careful where I park at. That way, it's not dangerous out walking, although sometimes it's kind of out of your hands. So, well, I went and did the drug test. I had the load this morning to Sacramento and back. Sorry about all that noise. And then had the drug test, alcohol test. Spent 3 hours doing that. Still had some time left over. I had about 3 hours left over when I got back and finally got dispatched. And they gave me a Napa, California. Anyway, you can get there in about 3.25 hours. The only problem is there's really nowhere to park. Basically, it's not legal to park anywhere over there. Can't park at the store. They won't let you do that, even though I'm a Walmart employee. And the only place I could have parked would have been, it's not the Walmart. It's a Sam's Club there in Vacaville. And I didn't want to do that. There's nowhere to use the restroom. Can't really. There's a little Subway there. You can get something to eat if you want, but overall, there's nothing there. And I thought, what for? I'll just shut her down. So I shut her down about an hour early. And, it didn't matter. It still came out pretty good. I thought I had 497 as an ADP. Actually, my ADP right now is 496 and some change. Well, I'll put it on the screen here. And, even though I had to go do that drug test thing and all that, I still made $466 for the day. So, yeah, that ain't bad. If I want to up it to the 496 and change, I can do that, and it'll just use a portion of my PTO. But, yeah, I doubt I'll do that. I'll probably just hang on to it, and 466 is fine for the day. Not bad for a Monday and being, not leaving California. Usually that's what screws you over. If you end up stuck in California and you don't go up into Oregon or over into Nevada or something like that, then you land up not getting the miles you want to get. So, anyway, so not bad. So they got me going to Napa, which I'll leave out of here about 5 o'clock in the morning. Then they have me going to Hormel, Chile, which I believe is in Lodi. Yeah, it's not a great place. You'll end up waiting an hour or two to get loaded. We don't normally ever wait to get loaded. For the most part, when we go to a vendor, they load you right up. 45 minutes max. But Hormel is different. They won't even let you on the property unless you call the phone number, and then they have to get a door for you. And then once you get a door, then you can drive all the way in and just pull it in the door. So it's already a headache from the start. But, yeah, and I've been out of there in 45 minutes before, but a lot of times it's like 2.5 hours before you get loaded. It's just one of those things, I call it doing time. You're doing your time. So basically, it's one of those places where it's inevitable, and every now and again, that's where you got to go. So, yeah, that's all right. I'll go do my time. We'll see how long it takes. And then it goes back to Red Bluff. So, tomorrow is, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. I go home Saturday night or afternoon. Because like I said, I'm only working 3 days. So, I couldn't imagine them sending me too far after I get back. Although they could send me up to do like a Medford, Oregon, or maybe a Roseburg. Heck, if I get back early enough, I could probably do, go up to 97 and do, what's the name of that town? Bend, Oregon. That wouldn't be bad. That'd be pretty cool. I doubt it'll be that good, but hey, you never know. We'll see. So, anyway, I'm going to finish walking around here and then get my dinner going and then start making my bed. Yeah, I know in a lot of these videos, the guys, they got the George Foreman grill and they're over there chopping up vegetables and making a stew, and you got the frying pan and the grill and all that. Yeah, I don't do all that. There's no need to. Why would I need to do that? I'm out. If I work my full 5 days, I'm out 4 nights. I'm home on the 5th day, and then I'm off for an entire week. So I was never really even into all that cooking thing back when I was over the road. I'd be out 3, sometimes 6 weeks at a time. I did it for a short while. I was more into my barbecue. I would take the barbecue with me, and I would barbecue steaks and and different things like that. Or when I go through Iowa, I'd get those big old thick pork chops, like seriously thick pork chops. And I remember doing that. Really enjoyed that a lot. I keep looking out the side because this guy's like pulling out and he's getting dangerously close to my mirror. I don't know what they're doing over here. They're like, not sure what's happening. They're working, I don't know, they're working on his tire or something. And I think he's trying to reposition to give him more room for the guy to get in. I don't know. The guy that came to help him with it, it was some kind of a hokey truck, looked all hammered, like a box truck. And he got behind some flatbedder that was backing in over here. And oh man, that flatbedder just laid on that horn for like good 7-8 seconds. It's like, dude, I get it, but come on, man. Anyway, so then this guy made his way over here and parked me. So this guy, he's trying to get his truck in between the other truck and this truck and give himself some room, I guess, to fix the tire. I don't know. Anyway, so like I said, never really was into the whole cooking and doing all that. It's just not a thing. Like I said, when I'm out here, to me, this gives me a chance to lighten up. When I go home, people think that you get heavy being a truck driver. I don't know. I think I got heavy just going home because when I go home, yeah, I'm like tearing that bridge apart, or I'm out barbecuing or whatever. When dad gets home, I'm like, oh, we need to get some ice cream. And we run to the store and I get ice cream. And well, you can tell by my build, but when I get out here, I feel really weighted down. So I hardly eat when I'm out here on the road. I mean, I do maybe 1-2 of these a week when I'm out here on the road. Other than that, I don't really eat anything. But, it doesn't do anything for weight loss because I go home and just, I just eat. So, but the thing is, I like salad. I like steaks and things like that too, but I'm not a big fan of pasta or bread or like soups or stews and things like that. I like red meat. I love vegetables. But I like ice cream. I do like my sweets, and that's what just ruins it for me. But a good salad, oh yeah, heck yeah. I can enjoy that. Matter of fact, I've done that where I've just loaded up on salad stuff and made like the custom salad. Of course, it took all the healthy out of it once I got done with it, but man, it's good. So I'm gonna eat this and then I'll make my bed here in a minute. Yeah, time to make the bed. Like I said, I just roll this thing up, tie it up, make it a big bundle. Yeah, I used to roll the sleeping bag all perfectly neat, fold the sheets and all that, and I thought, man, that's a lot of extra work. All right, coffee maker's ready for the morning. I just hit the button and have coffee in minutes. Catch you guys in the morning. I made it here to the Napa store. Not a lot to see. You got 2 docks. One's grocery, one is GM. So basically, you got to park your trailer off to the side and then pull the one out, which was this one, and then back your trailer in and then hook back up to yours. A little bit of work, but no big deal. Yeah, you want to make sure your trailers are clean. A lot of these vendors, they'll get all upset and bend over the whole thing and tell you to either sweep it out or leave, come back with a clean trailer or whatever. So trailer's clean. I'm on my way to Hormel Chili. All right, I am here at Hormel Chili in Stockton, California. Long parking lot, bunch of trucks, everybody waiting. All right, let's take a walk. So like I said yesterday, it's a bunch of waiting. This is just one of those places. I mean, there's not too many, but we have a few. And, well, again, like I said yesterday, just do my time and move on. So I've been here about 45 minutes. And you might as well say an hour because this is one of those locations where you have to stop down the road, call them, give them all these numbers. They tell you to hold on multiple times. Sorry about the noise here. Truck going by. They tell you about the noise. And then, sorry, I had to talk to somebody real quick. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah. They tell you about what door you're going to pull in after they make you hold for a while. And that's about a 15-minute deal. So, yeah, about an hour so far. Not too bad. One cool thing about the parking lot is it's nice and long. Get lots of walking in. See some pretty interesting backings. You get people that, maybe they're not seasoned truck drivers and it's fun to watch. A little scary. But I got to admit, I had a pretty hard back in here. It landed up. A couple guys jumped out and helped. I didn't argue with them because it was pretty tight. I mean, it was real tight, inches. But got it in there, so it was all good. All right, so I'm just going to hurry up and wait, see how long this takes. Maybe I'll get on. Actually, I'll tell you something. You know, all this AI stuff that's been going on lately, it's, I know people are like, oh, it's going to take over the world. It's bad, this, that, and the other. It's pretty fun, actually. I got a subscription to Google AI Ultra, and I've been having a ball messing with it. I mean, I've made some of the goofiest stuff. I mean, you name it. Just something way off in your imagination. Like, I gotta say, the one I got the biggest kick out of, which I made like 5 or 6 versions of it, was the Grim Reaper shopping on his laptop for a new sickle, and he's complaining about it. Matter of fact, let me share a couple of them. Let's see what you think. It was good.
This one is too short. This one has terrible reviews. Why can't I just find a classic soul cleaver on here?
So there you go. That's how I'm spending my extra time there, just goofing around with that thing there. I did a few with just me in there talking, but it was more fun, like making outrageous stuff. But one of the things I'm experimenting with, and I have no intentions on making my YouTube channel into an AI based all AI thing. I like getting out here and talking. It's fun messing with the AI, but I got to talk, so I'll be out here. But I did look at a few ideas, and I thought, it'd be nice to have someone to talk with, or maybe even argue with, or something like that. So I'm kind of building out these characters right now. The first one I built out was a guy named Bob, and he works for Swift. And he's pretty arrogant, but he's young and kind of dumb. And well, I put together a little he's doing a pre-trip, right? But it's like he don't care. He's like, whatever, this is my pre-trip, which is a total joke. And then it did pretty good, but at the end, I like put this last piece in, and it got kind of evil. And I just left it in there because I thought it was funny, and I shared it around on Facebook and everywhere. And everybody got a kick out of it. I probably should take the last part off, and where he's like laughing really kind of evil like, and then probably just work it into something else. But I think I'm gonna use this guy as a character. So if so, then here's an introduction to him. Check this out.
What you got to do is check these bolts, and if they're loose, don't worry about it. At least they're not missing. Let's look under here, so I can say I looked. And that's all that really matters. This is where you hide the bodies. Just kidding. This is where you store all of your snacks for the trip. When there is nothing in the trailer like this, you tell the DOT. I'm hauling sailboat fuel, and I have a full load.
So go harass someone else, fat boy.
So I get it if you guys are like, hey, that wasn't very clean, or, it's not real smooth. Hey, I just started doing this like 2 days ago, so I'm just having fun with it right now. I'm sure I'll get better at it and perfect it, but yeah, I think we might use Bob as one of the characters in here. Actually, let me know what you guys think. Would you like to see like different characters? Like Bob is one of them that maybe is like arguing with me, or likes to put his commentary in there when it's not wanted, kind of thing. And or should I make like a JB Hunt guy, a CR England guy, a Schneider guy? What do you think about that? You think that would be interesting? I mean, I still want to give you guys all the information. I know you guys want the information to learn about Walmart, and I'll still do all that. I thought it'd be kind of fun just to kind of throw this stuff in there. So anyway, down in the comments, let me know what you think of that. Okay, so basically got here at 11 because I had to spend that extra 15 minutes calling them. And then, so it's 1,300 now, so 2 hours. Not too bad. Definitely not something I'd want to do every day, that's for sure. Keep that down to a minimum. It is pretty hard to do with one hand. I'm not that talented with the seal with one hand, but I could do it with the lock, though. We put a lock on everything, even if it's empty. All right, so I guess I'm out of here then. On my way back to Red Bluff. Tomorrow I go home, and yeah, that'll be my 3-day week. Well, here we are again. Got another pallet load, which is unusual, very unusual. Going to Sack Yard, and of course I'm out here in the dirt, and we're back to probably gonna have to pull it out before we can bring the landing gear up. I don't know if you can see it or not. Oop. It's off the ground within an inch and a half, so because of that, I'll be able to pull it out. That's why you should leave the landing gear up like an inch or two off the ground when you drop it, and then drop airbags to bring it down to the ground. So anyway, I'm back at the yard. Like I said, got a pallet load going down to our West Sacramento pallet yard. Pretty unusual. Usually when you see a lot of these loads, it means that they're it doesn't mean they're slow. It means they're short on loads at the moment. I know that because they had a bunch of outside carriers in here, and generally when that happens, that means we're sharing the work with them, and it'll get like that. You're not going to go without work. It's just that you're going to do like these pallet loads like I'm doing. Or I seen a couple of trucks bobtail yesterday or day before, I can't remember. And I know they were coming from Redding, so I know what that means. Someone had to go out and pick up tractors that were at the dealership getting worked on, like warranty work or whatever. And then today I seen a couple of, I don't know if they were Red Bluff trucks or it was too far away for me to tell which trucks they were, but 2 bobtails going south for whatever reason. Maybe they're going to pick up trailers and bringing them back here. But generally when you see stuff like that, you know that they're finding stuff, clean up stuff that we wouldn't normally do. And that's fine with me because you know why? It all pays the same. So anyway, I got this load out here in the dirt. I'm gonna make it down, probably down again. I think I'm gonna shut her down early again. Got up a little late this morning. Kind of not like me, but I guess I was tired. And I don't like driving late, so yeah, I'll give up a little money to go to bed earlier. So here I go. All right, day is done. So what'd they do? They sent me to Sacramento. I told you that again with pallets. Empty back to Red Bluff. Well, I don't normally ever work this late. Usually I want to be done by no later than 5 o'clock in the evening. And so I went ahead and cut it short about an hour. Yeah, about an hour's worth of drive time. Maybe a little more, actually. I think it was like an hour and 40 minutes of drive time because my 14 was counting down. And still made 468, so what the hell, It's not 500, but I'm okay with that, I know some guys are just like, just crazed over that, oh my God, that's like $32 I could have made, yeah, the hell with it. I don't care about it. I make more than enough money. I'd rather get to bed a little earlier and then get up earlier because I'm going home tomorrow. So here's something I want to show you. So like I said, I got the empty. I didn't want to stay in the Sacramento yard. It's just a yard out by the harbor there. Not the harbor, it's Harbor Avenue. It's just a yard there's no light there. It's dark. There's the pallet people coming in and out with the yard dog trucks making noise all night. And I said, I don't want to do that. 2 miles up the road is the West Sacramento, California Walmart. I remember when they opened it. I was the first person to bring a load to this Walmart when they opened it, brought the fixtures. Generally, that's pretty much. That's one of the first loads that gets brought to a store when it's opened. And it's gone downhill quite a bit from back when it was open, but it's still a good store. Anyway, parked here, and then what I noticed was we're not supposed to have any outside carriers parking here, but they do anyway. And it don't bother me until I see this. So when I got here, this truck here, it's our England trailer, but it's some other truck. He parks there, right? And this truck wasn't here, and that car wasn't here. Although it doesn't really matter with that car, because there's actually, I think, a little, is there an island there poking out? Maybe not. Anyway, my point is, so no big truck can pull in here. And yeah, that would have been questionable there at the back of that deal there. Parks in the middle. And I know a lot of times people go, oh, well, you don't know. There was probably cars parked there. Yeah, no, I doubt it. I've seen it for enough years. That is not true. I've watched them do it over and over for years and years now, where they'll park smack dab in the middle where somebody else can't park. And that kind of sucks. So I parked it right up on it. And guess what? Probably about 20 minutes after, he's got his lights on, but that Walmart truck pulled in here and he had a place to park. That's the way to do it. So yeah, it really gets on my nerves when people do that. It's like, you can't just pull all the way up and make enough room for another truck. Now, if there's not going to be enough room, then why bother? But you can almost put 2 trucks in here extra, at least one, and we parked it there. So generally, there's never cars parked out here. I've been coming here since the day it opened. I'm sure that he just pulled it in there and went, yep, going to bed. The hell with everyone else. So a pet peeve of mine, don't be rude. You know, it ain't going to hurt for you to pull it up to the curb or whatever, give other people room. It's just good etiquette. It's just polite, you know. So anyway, I'll head out of here in the morning and be up in a Red Bluff. I'll still have 8.5 hours when I get up there because it's 2.5 hour drive. So we'll see what they got. Hopefully not too much extra. I mean, literally, they can run me up to Medford and back. I'd probably be all right if that was the deal. But if it's like go down to the Bay Area or back over to Napa, yeah, I'm cool. I'd rather just go home. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And time for dinner now. All right, dinner is served. Yep, we're going for another one of these little salads. Refreshing and light. I like that. So y'all don't need to tuck me in. So I'll talk to you in the morning, hopefully with a cup of coffee. We'll see. Made back to the yard. What do I got left for hours? So 8.5 hours left for time. They gave me a Martinez. It's the first truck for tomorrow, which means I'll have an empty there. I could just drop and hook and then coming right back to Red Bluff. So 6.5 hours drive time. So basically I'm going to have about 1 3/4 actually, because I'm at 8.25 hours. I think a little closer to that. Anyway, point is, not enough to do anything when I get back. So perfect. Martinez pack, go home. I like that. So here I go. Well, there it is. 3-day run. I think I made $445 today. I still had a couple hours of drive time, but going home. So, hey, I'm glad you guys came along for the ride. I almost thought that was a dispatch. I'm like, nope, I'm out of here. Glad you guys came along for the ride, and I'll catch you next week.